Hello, and welcome to the Ironworkers QuickBooks Online video training series. This is Module 1, Introductions. Due to the circumstances regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, we have had to restructure the Ironworkers QuickBooks Online training program to an online format. The timeline and goals that were set in January have not changed. The International will continue to provide assistance and training throughout the 3 phases of the QuickBooks Online conversion. The timeline that was set by the General Executive Council mandate requires financial data for fiscal year 2021 to be recorded in QuickBooks Online. This covers the period of July 1, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. The training program has now been converted to an online training format, which will be discussed at the end of this module. Let's turn now to a general summary of the Ironworkers QuickBooks Online conversion plan. The General Treasurer's Office started developing the conversion plan after the fall 2019 General Executive Council meeting. In developing the Ironworkers plan, we knew we had to include various factors. We began with the timeline. We needed to set up a timeline that would ensure that conversions for the more than 175 local unions and district councils would begin in July. The timeline had to include all of the necessary steps and tasks to prepare for the conversion. It also had to provide a system that would allow us to be able to manage the conversions as they start to take place in July. Training program. We needed to set up a training program not only on how to use QuickBooks Online, but we also needed to provide training and assistance in completing the steps to prepare for the conversion. Pricing. We wanted to be able to find pricing that would be affordable to all local unions and district councils. And finally, we needed to create a help desk system that would continue to provide assistance for local unions when they started working in QuickBooks Online. To assist us in this process, the Ironworkers partnered with Debbie Fierst, the owner of Logical Imagination, which is a technology training and consulting firm that has been in existence for over 30 years. Last year, we began with training sessions for the designated district council administrators. These administrators would serve as the frontline help desk once local unions were processing in QuickBooks Online. A third session was held in January for the district council presidents. During this meeting, the district council presidents requested training for their local unions. Out of this discussion, we developed the regional training program. This was set up and scheduled by district council to take place from February through the end of June. This has now been modified as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The General Executive Council mandate covers the 175 plus local unions and district councils, as well as any affiliate whose financial records are maintained by a local union or district council. Examples of affiliates includes apprentice funds, target funds, employer groups, fringe benefit funds, local union death benefit funds. QuickBooks Desktop, which is used by most local unions, has the ability to hold multiple companies in one instance of QuickBooks Desktop. QuickBooks Online requires a separate instance of QuickBooks Online for each company. We estimate there will be approximately 250 different companies under the Ironworkers Online conversion plan. This brings us to the pricing. we needed to find affordable pricing for QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online is cloud-based software that is subscription-based and paid for on a monthly basis. We looked at the retail price on the website and found that most companies would enroll in one of two packages. The Essentials plan is a 3-user system that retails at $40 per month, and the Plus system is a 5-user system retailing at $70 per month. The International was able to enter into a corporate discount arrangement with QuickBooks Intuit to reduce the cost of the monthly subscriptions for all local unions, district councils, and affiliated companies. Under the Ironworkers discounted plan, the Essentials plan would be reduced to $9 per month, and the Plus plan would be reduced to $14 per month. The corporate plan requires that all orders for QuickBooks Online will be managed under the International's corporate account. International will place the orders for your account when you are ready, and we will bill the monthly subscription as a debit on the per capita billing statement on a monthly basis. Under this program, we will also add any affiliates the local union or district council needs. Finally, with regard to pricing, it is important to note that this does not include pricing discounts on payroll services. QuickBooks does provide payroll services at a competitive rate of approximately $45 a month. The Ironworkers QuickBooks Online conversion plan has been set up for fiscal year 2021. So, for fiscal year 2020, you will continue to use your current accounting system for all year-end audit preparation and LM reporting. Training for QuickBooks Online will use the daily data updates for cash and credit card charges as the primary focal point for processing financial transactions. When you start using QuickBooks Online, data feeds will be set to bring in transactions from July 1st, the first day of the fiscal year. This feature will allow conversions to be scheduled in controlled groups beginning in July in a manner that will allow us to provide the assistance needed for each conversion. Local union personnel can schedule their conversions after they have finished up their year-end work for the audit and have the time to devote to the conversion process. So, essentially, this eliminates the urgency to convert the first week in July. The Ironworkers QuickBooks Online conversion plan has been set up in 3 separate phases. Phase 1 covers the required tasks needed to be completed in preparing for the conversion. Under the Restructured training program, local unions will receive training on how to use QuickBooks Online and assistance and training to complete the Phase 1 tasks. Phase 2. Once Phase 1 tasks have been completed, local unions will be placed into conversion groups. Each group will move through Phase 2 together. In Phase 2, locals will receive access to their new account and begin the Phase 2 steps. These must be completed before going live and processing in QuickBooks Online. Phase 3. Local unions will begin processing data. Your designated district council administrator and the International HQ team will continue to provide assistance as you begin processing financial transactions for fiscal year 2021. Phase 1 details. The timeline for Phase 1 starts with the online training videos, which will provide training and assistance to complete all required tasks by the end of June. Some of these tasks include setting up an archive plan to access your history for fiscal year 2020 and prior, Your new QuickBooks account will not include previous year's historical data. Depending on your current system, you may need to set up an archive system that will allow you to be able to access historical data. We will provide guidance in developing your archival plan. Once you receive your new QuickBooks Online account, it will be preloaded with the Ironworkers standardized chart of accounts. We will work with you in reviewing your current chart of accounts to determine changes that will be needed to meet your local union's requirements. This process will be discussed in a later module. Vendor Master File. We will assist you in creating the Vendor Master File that will later be imported into your QuickBooks Online account in Phase 2. Bank and data feeds. Throughout these training modules, we will show you how to process income and expenses that flow through your bank accounts and credit cards. In Phase 1, you will receive guidance to obtain the information needed to set up the bank and credit card data feeds. Phase 2. Beginning in July, we will start the actual conversions to QuickBooks Online. As you complete your Phase 1 task, your designated District Council Administrator will notify the General Treasurer's Office, and we will place your local in a conversion group. Orders will be placed for QuickBooks Online by conversion group. You will receive an email from QuickBooks that your new QuickBooks Online account is available, along with an invitation for an orientation conference call with our QuickBooks representative. After you have received the link to your account and added your admin as a company administrative user, the International will assist you in completing the Phase 2 tasks. You will modify the preloaded chart of accounts with the changes identified during Phase 1. You will import the data file and enter beginning balance sheet balances. And finally, we will set up your bank and credit card data feeds. Phase 3. Local unions will go live. Your designated District Council Administrator and the headquarters team will continue to provide assistance as needed and serve as a help desk in processing your financial transactions. Let's turn now to the Ironworkers Restructured training program for QuickBooks Online. The updated training program is set up in 2 separate stages. Stage 1. Links have been sent to everybody on the QuickBooks Notice distribution list, which will allow access to the training website and training videos. The video training is organized into 27 modules ranging from 10 to 20 minutes each. The entire series will take approximately 6 hours to complete. We recommend taking the video series in order, which has been set up to follow the regional training model. Since this series will continue to be available in the future, it will also serve as a reference tool. QuickBooks users will continue to have access to the training modules to be able to refer to in the future as specific issues are encountered. In addition, this will also serve as the training tool for new officers and administrative staff that begin after the conversion has taken place. Stage 2. This will be a live, scheduled 3-hour session with the local union, FST, and admin that will allow us to assist you in finalizing your Phase 1 tasks. Chart of Accounts Review. We will work with you to review your current chart of accounts and determine what accounts need to be changed, added, or modified to meet your local union's needs. The chart of accounts was put together after an extensive review of all local union audits. Consequently, it is very broad and will probably include accounts that your local union does not use. This process during phase 1 will allow you to be able to tailor your chart of accounts to your local union. Vendor listings. We will work with you to set up the vendor master file that will later be imported into QuickBooks Online during phase 2. Bank and credit card feeds. The headquarters team will review the process for attaching bank and credit card feeds to the new account in phase 2. Once stage 2 is completed, we will place your local union into a conversion group.